Hi, Kathleen. So I'm facing like some issues with the installation process. Um, so I need little help in that.
Hey, Krishi, what issues are you hitting?
So I was trying to install the decisions in my local server, and I wanted to like install Fiddler after that. So I'm not unable to install the decision servers in my local instance.
You can't install decisions locally?
Yes, I'm unable to do that.
Are you getting a particular error?
Yes, it is like asking me to install the .NET something, but I have already downloaded and I've already installed it. So I have everything downloaded. I just need to check what's the problem. Where is the problem?
Okay. Well, how can I help you, Krishi? I'm not sure.
Maybe like I can share my screen and you can look at the error and you can suggest me like where I'm going wrong.
Okay. Let me make you a panelist. Yeah, sure.
I'll share my screen. Will give me a second. So yeah, I have downloaded everything, but when I'm trying to run this as an administrator, it's just giving me this error. So I guess it's talking about this .NET, right? So I have that .NET hosting server downloaded over here. Even after running that, are you able to see my screen wheel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can. You just don't have the right. You have a .NET, one of the options, but not the right one. Just a moment. It's here. And where did you download that from? 6.08 Windows Server hosting?
From the decisions documentation. I got the link from there.
Yeah, bear with me just a minute. It's probably not right. Download .NET, .NET 6.0. That's SDK .runtime, all .NET 6.0 downloads.
Actually, my colleague had forwarded me a link to download all this. So
Yeah, bear with me. Sorry, just a sec here. I'm trying to get some information. Yeah, I'm gonna send you ASP.NET Core runtime. Yeah, I'm gonna send you a link here that you need to download. I'll put this in the chat for everybody. Oh, it looks like you're already there. So you need scroll down a bit. You need the ASP.NET Core runtime on the right-hand side. Probably the hosting bundle, which is probably what you have right now, but you also need the desktop runtime as well. You're missing something.
So what do I need to download from this?
ASP.NET
This one. Hosting bundle, this one, x64 and x86.
do the hosting bundle that you were just hovered over there.
This one?
Mm-hmm. And then go back. Yeah, I've got desktop.app, ASP.NET Core.app. And then scroll down in that desktop runtime for x64, top right-hand corner.
This one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We'll need both of those installed. Selection from data grid.
Okay, so do I need to install this?
Please.
I guess it's already installed. I'm getting an option to install.
Sorry?
I guess it's already installed. I'm not getting an option to install it.
Did you, on both of them?
I guess I need to install only this one. Yeah, I installed the Windows desktop runtime. Should I try installing the decision server installer again? I will.
No, just having done that, you've completed that second install now, right?
Yeah, both of them, yeah.
Okay, so now try to rerun the decisions install. Oh, yes, I'm sorry, yes. Rerun the decisions installer.
Okay, fine. And
Okay.
yeah, and can you show me on your screen how to install the Fiddler?
Fiddler? I no. You have an open ticket with support for this? Fiddler. Yeah, I do. Fiddler. I can here. Ooh, okay. That's a that's a tough
No
one.
worries, no worries.
Let me see. We had a forum post about this. Now, how much that applies to V8? Yeah, enabling Fiddler. In enabling Fiddler, we were editing decision service host exe config. I'm going to talk to myself for a bit. This is a tough one. Profiles decisions server. No longer have that file. Decision service host exe config. We've got settings. System.NET default proxy. No, Khrushchev, I'll have to ask someone in support to help me sort out how to do this. I have no clue how to do this right now.
Okay, so can we have a call with somebody today, like at 11, 12, or 12 IST, if that's
When is that?
possible? Sorry?
When is that?
I guess 2, 3, according to the EST. 2,
Well, yeah,
3
how
hours.
many hours in the future is that?
I mean, like 3, 4 hours later, 3 hours later.
3 hours from now?
Yeah.
Okay, this is for the SQS issue. The issue is getting lost in SQS.
Yeah, you're right. Yes. So we want to like, uh, we want to have a read recipient for the queues that's been sent and the queues that we are receiving. So we need to log it somewhere. So I guess somebody has recommended Fiddler. So we want to
Hmm.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, let me circle up with the team, and then I need to understand a little bit better what's going on there. I'm not sure Fiddler makes any sense. Here's what I'll do. Let me touch base with the support team and get a and have. Are you on the ticket that's open for your side there?
Yes, I am in the ticket.
Okay, and you're working with Darren. You were on a call earlier today with Darren, maybe?
Yeah, we had a call with Darren today.
Okay, let me touch base um, with the team really quick and then get back to you.
Okay. Okay, well, no worries. Fine. And I'll talk to somebody from my team, and if possible, I'll raise a support ticket to for the installation guide of Fiddler, and then we can have a call tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to figure out how to install Fiddler. I don't know that we currently, at least I don't currently know how to do it on the current version of the application. I haven't done it in ages, and some of the backend config files have changed. So we might need some help we might need a little bit of time to sort that out. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. No worries.
Okay, Chris, I'm gonna move you back to an attendee here. All right, all right, so we got a second question here. Let me get my screen share back up. Which is, uh, lunch on that slide. Oh, there it is. Okay. How to remove from data grid by rule or flow on the form. Remove the selection. Okay, this is doable. Let's see here. So how to remove a selected item from a data grid by a rule or a flow? I think we can use active form flows to do this. Myself. Right, and let's create a folder. Remove item. Right, so we're gonna create a flow here. And we're gonna put a form and a fetch entity step, and we're gonna fetch account. That's results to our form, and we're gonna build a form. Caitlin, you can see my screen, right? We still. Sorry, just a minute here, guys. Let me do, okay, so type is account. Data name is accounts. This is going to be single select. Data name is selected account. Okay. And let me get this. Oh my God. I thought I hit save. I thought I had don't save. Clearly. Okay, there we go. Not sure what that don't save action actually does if it saved my change. Seems problematic. So list of accounts is account list. Who actually asked the question here? Was it VT or Radley? Was it one of you guys? Okay, if I debug this, I get accounts, but this doesn't let me pass in a selected account. I guess it does, but I don't get it as an input. So I don't know what type of data grid is being asked about here. So I'm just going to assume it's a regular old style data grid. So if I add an active form flow called remove selected, and what happens? So I'm going to find form rule, set control value, I think. And what happens if I select my data grid? Form data, dynamic data grid. Okay, it has selected item. Okay, so the item source is going to be form data, dynamic data grid, item source, and selected item I'm going to set to null. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to click OK here, and I'm going to add a checkbox at the bottom here called checkbox. And I'm going to make my thing change on checkbox. So value change will be my trigger. Okay. Let's see what happens when I pass a null in that active form flow. I'm going to select guest account, and I'm going to run checkbox. It ran. Item source is null. It didn't like that. It nulled out the whole thing. I wasn't expecting that. Edit rule flow. So set control value, selected item null, and item source. Let's take this out and let's just do form data, dynamic data grid, not item source, selected item. Let's just see what happens if I run it this way. See if I'm hitting some kind of issue. Okay, debug, run, checkbox. It doesn't have the data. It actually, no, this looks unexpected to me. See here, if I pass that data into create data step, I just want to see if it's there or not. It's looking odd to me. I think something's wrong. So create data. I'm going to create an account list. Type account. And the type is list true. Okay. And all I want to do is pass in the data from the dynamic data grid item source. Okay. And I just want to see in the debugger if it has data or not. I think I'm hitting a bug in my example I'm trying to do here. And again, I don't know who's asking this question, so I don't know who to talk to. So let me know if you've asked this question. Otherwise, I'm just kind of guessing. Rule flow, input, output data. The account list is null. Okay. That seems wrong. That account list should not be null. That's where troubleshooting. Let's make this a little bit easier for us by editing our form and our flow separately. I'm gonna try this with an advanced data grid. Data, advanced, oops, or data grid. Is this old or new? Here. Where does that thing live at? Yeah, there's data grid accounts. Edit the data grid, add it, which is email address, and created by, created on, that's fine. Okay. Oops, let me stay on my form. Let me edit. Flow, I should have validation errors. Yep. So now this is form data, advanced data grid, accounts. Yep, and set control value is form data, advanced data grid. And accounts is form data, advanced data grid, accounts. Form data, advanced data grid. Oh, this is info only, I bet, isn't it? Just a moment. Save this. Data grid advanced should be single select. Output name is selected account. My active form flow. Selected count will be form data, advanced data grid, selected account. Okay. Now if I try this way. Why doesn't that data? Oh. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I'm gonna have to follow up, but I don't know who to follow up with. So let me know if you submitted this question. Otherwise, I don't know who to follow up with. We're all friends here. All right, I'm gonna pause on that and Bradley let you ask your question. I'm not sure what to do, why this is not working for me.
All right. So I think this one is relatively easy for you to answer, but not easy for me to figure out. I have a grouped report or a report with groupings in it.
Mhm.
The user wants to have the grouping rows, wants to have those titles bolded, bigger, wants to have a different color in there. How do I go about modifying that report?
Is it specifically about like coloring and icons on the report?
Yeah, they want to have I have it grouped
Mhm.
by state of the workflow, like approved or pending approval or canceled.
Yeah, sure.
And they want to have those titles bigger, and they want to have the bar across that holds that title. They want to have a different color.
Oh, okay. So there's a couple different things. So let me grab a folder data source here. Let's do entity name. Entity name, and let's do Parent, do we give parent folder name? Let's join it to parent folder just a minute here. I'm just trying to get something that's decent to show. I'm going to say in entity name. Okay, so to group it, now this will be slightly different. I'm on 8.4, which we've reintroduced some of the changes. Likely there's a little filter icon up here, but you need to you can group by the particular column, right?
Sweet. Yep.
That gives you the group. Now, they want like the group name to be bolded here.
Yeah, they would like that to be bolded and maybe not gray, like maybe like a white text on a black background or something like that.
But for specific,
no,
states?
for all the groupings.
Okay, so let's see. If I look at let's see what our theme editor gives me control over. So if I come to the system folder, right click and say theme editor and user portal, and I look at, maybe it's going to be in studio. Where's we're going to, maybe not. Let's see. Let's find this. Find report. Let me just search for report, see what I can find here. Report. Side of dashboard and report. Okay. Column filter color. Is there a G for group? Grid. Group header background. Group header border color. Group header hover color. So let's do, I don't think that's right. Group header. Is that what that thing is? Doesn't look right. Let me go see what that actual thing is named in the report designer. In that report, use Chrome Dev Tools. Report grid viewer group header. There we go. Report grid viewer group header. Icon, container. One of these. Search background text. I just don't know which one. Icon filter. Yep. Container table background. Group. No matter what, we can write CSS for this. So I think this is editable in the theme editor. I just can't seem to find it. Group active, that's group.
And I'm assuming that any change we make to the theme is going to apply globally to any report.
Correct. You want this? Yeah. You want this specific?
For this one, that'd be great. But this is good to know. I'd never would have gotten to this point.
Well, what you're going to look at here then is if you look at things. There's an icon. Where do I set CSS at on this? Or is that only on a report viewer? Let me build a quick page with a report viewer. Rick. Yeah. Control, you get these, you can write CSS. Now, do we have any good, if you're gonna want to do this at the, just at the report level, do we have anything using CSS on a page? Uploading a CSS document, yep. Then you go to the report viewer, add page, okay. Navigate and verify that the CSS sheet has been applied. Looks like report viewer, navigate to the view category, then select the desired control CSS class. Yeah, I mean, it might be helpful to get support to help, but what you can basically do is use inspector. So where'd we go? Like if you're on the report, you can figure out the classes here, right? And so you could say, like using inspector, like hover over this. Okay, this is the DP report grid viewer, group header name. And then you can write some simple CSS that says like bold or text font size, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And you put that in this doc, which I'll put in the chat here. This doc helps you. Will help you kind of walk you through that. It and then you can add in System Designer CSS. So you'll be able to add that. Let me back out of here. You write this simple CSS file. You come to System Designers CSS, right? You add that. There's a right-click action, add document.
Okay.
I think, is that the right one? Is it just add document? Yeah, okay. You add your document here. And then once it's added here, you go back to your report. Or you go back to your page, which is going to have your report viewer on it, right?
Yep.
And then under view, you'll be able to select, like you can see here, you'll be able to select this control CSS class.
Cool.
At that point, then it will allow you to override the CSS for that report viewer with what your custom written stuff is.
Awesome. That's what I needed. Thanks, Will.
You bet. Question, how to color, is decisions responsive on mobile by default or extra development forms and dashboards is needed? We've introduced a concept, we introduced this in 7 and we are slowly but surely working to make it the default, but there's a form here called a simple form, which is responsive by default on mobile. So yes, you can build simple forms that are more responsive. Now, responsive has some limitations, like it's not synonymous with Bootstrap, where the whole form will reorganize itself. But these forms are meant to grow and shrink based on the viewport width in a way that our traditional forms are not. So yes, we do. But like you can't turn like column, it won't turn columns into a single column if you had some kind of very complicated form, just to be clear. Okay, how to color every other row in a report. You can, all right, so how do you, specific report? Ooh. So if I look at colors and icon, I can add a rule. Now we do, I think, let me ungroup this. I think we'd have to use CSS to do this. I think we would have to use CSS to do every other row color. I don't think we give you the ability to set that by default anywhere. Because I didn't know we didn't actually use, I guess we don't, yeah, I didn't realize we actually don't use alternating row color. You might be able to use CSS. There's like alternating row color CSS. Yeah, even and odd rules. You might be able to use like even and odd. Where is it? Yeah, nth. Is it? Where is it at? Yeah, nth child. You might be able to use nth child and write some custom CSS. But I don't think you can't. You won't be able to use one of the designers to do that. You know, to change the or to set up alternating colors at the report level. But CSS, you could write some CSS, I think, to allow you to do that. That helps. Again, you're asking these as an anonymous attendee, so I don't know who's asking this in particular. So it's difficult for me to dig in a little bit more with you. Yeah, what other questions have we got? Anybody else got any other questions for us today? Okay, our last call here for any questions. Okay, right. It looks like everything. We have actually, I don't think it's going to be Eric tomorrow. Someone else is going to be covering. All right. We have 2 more lunch and learns this week. Thanks everyone for their questions today. I will be back actually, no, I won't be here till next week. I'll be back the week after. So appreciate everyone. Have a great afternoon.
All right, thanks, Will.
Yeah.